Before I start this video, yeah, I've been doing that more often, not just coming out with the intro. Yes, how strong? No, I'll do that later, but I want to say this. Everybody check out this One Piece YouTuber. I'm trying to showcase this guy is a very great One Piece YouTuber, SJC. He actually did a collab on my channel a long time ago, and he's been putting out some fire videos, so definitely check out his channel. I'm telling you right now, you guys will enjoy his content. I think he uploads every day or every other day. I'm not too sure, but I definitely feel like you guys, if you guys are interested, some days I don't upload it. If you guys are interested, or you might even think he's better than me, because I'll be honest, some of his videos are more entertaining than mine. So check him out. He's a very great One Piece YouTuber, and you guys won't be disappointed. And I think you guys will love his content, because I don't promote anybody on this channel. How strong is Marco? Marco, a fan favorite in the One Piece community. I remember way back in the Marco video, and people were going crazy. People love this character Marco, so I had to do a How Strong is Marco. And I'll be honest here, in the future of One Piece, Marco, maybe a couple of years, maybe even a year or so, he's gonna be coming back into the series. He's gonna be coming back into the story. So I might as well do a speculation video on how strong do I think he is before he actually shows more of his power, because I definitely want to see a full powered Marco, and it's gonna be crazy because I definitely feel like there's more to his definitely crazy power. But let's just see how strong he is right now. When Marco was introduced, he was introduced as the first division commander. Now, we later found out in an interview that division commander numbers really didn't matter, but from what he showcased, Marco, we all saw him as the rightful owner of the first division commander. And it was kind of funny moment when Shanks was on the ship and he's like, yo, Marco, you want to join my crew? Like, that was very disrespectful, because let's be honest, that's like, imagine someone coming here on Luffy's ship and saying, hey, Zoro, you want to join my crew? That's what Marco was like, just shut the hell up, Shanks. So we do know that Marco is a very experienced pirate. He's been with Whitebeard for 2 decades, and we know that back in the day, not back in the day, I mean right now, he was telling everybody, Shanks is coming on the crew. All you weak-willed pirates, get out of here, because he knows Shanks, red hair Shanks' power as being a pirate who's been in the game for so long. We also know that him and Shanks were fighting back when the Roger and Whitebeard wars were happening 2 decades ago. Now, it's kind of alluded that Marco is the first ever crew member of Whitebeard's. I think there was some sort of story on how Whitebeard and Marco became together, but I'm not too sure if it was canon or some fan art. I'm not too sure. I'll be honest here. I just want to throw it out there. But yes, I just want to say this. Whitebeard, known as the strongest man, and his supposedly right now we can assume that his right hand Marco has to be very powerful. Now, we do know that back 2 decades ago, like I said, Whitebeard, Edward Newgate, was going against Gold D. Roger, the Pirate King, the greatest pirate. So who would fight Silvers Rayleigh? We know Silvers Rayleigh is a very powerful character. In his old age, he was pretty much equaling out an admiral. So who was fighting Silvers Rayleigh in his prime? Who should be Yonko? I believe Rayleigh should be about near Yonko level, if not Yonko level in his prime. So who was fighting him? You would assume it's Marco, because Marco is the first division commander, but then there's a whole theory, because it was kind of mentioned back in the days where we were showing Ace's flashback, like 1 year flashback on the pirate crew of Whitebeard, and it kind of mentions that the second division commander has been vacant for I think a decade or 2. It's been vacant for a long time. Nobody has held the second division commander until Ace took it for a long time. So my assumption right here is that the second division commander was actually Marco, and once the first division commander died in some kind of war, might have been against Roger, who knows, but when the first division commander actually passed away, I think Marco might have took the first division commander spot, leaving the second division commander spot, I know I stuttered a bit, leaving the second division commander spot empty and vacant. That's my little theory. Or it could be the situation where Marco was the first division commander and the second division commander was the actual right hand man to Whitebeard, because we know Oda mentioned that division commander numbers don't really matter. So why would he mention that when we already assume that it's Marco, Jozu, and then Ace? You see, there's different powers when it actually comes to the numbers. So what if the second division commander was actually fighting Silvers Rayleigh and Marco was fighting Scopper Gabon? If you guys don't know Scopper Gabon is like the Sanji to Goldie Rogers crew. He's like the third guy, but we know his name rhymes with copper, kind of the gold, silver, bronze thing. So I definitely feel like we need a flashback to understand in Marco's 20 years ago, who was he fighting on the Goldie Roger Pirate Wars? Now, I can't even lie, Marco's introduction to the One Piece story, his actual power introduction, and the Marine screaming his name, it's Marco, the first division commander, the Phoenix. Like, the hype for Marco was definitely real, and we know that Kizaru was attempting to attack Whitebeard, and guess who stopped him? Marco came out of nowhere, jumping into it, his healing himself from Kizaru's attacks, and kicking Kizaru, and like, it was kind of funny because they're both like jawing each other, like, stop lying, you'll stop lying. strength. So I definitely feel like it was very impressive. And we gotta say this, yo, Kizaru and Rayleigh were priming it out, and were actually equal in the Sabaody or Shabundi fight they were having. Rayleigh is a powerful character, a very powerful character. So the fact that Marco seemed like he was kind of equal to Kizaru in that moment, it definitely showcases how strong the character Marco is. Now, I do want to mention this. There was a moment in the Marineford War, because most of the things we're going to talk about here is the Marineford War, is where we saw most of Marco's actions. And Garp was sitting, like, he was chilling the whole war. He didn't do anything. And then Marco was trying to go save Ace, and out of nowhere, Marco tasted a big, large fist to his face, knocked him all the way to the ground. He was shook. Now, we did see his face a little messed up, a little dirtied up, but he was just, I think it was more of a shock, like, what kind of strong character just punched me like this? Garp giving him that fist of love, greatness, and it kind of showcased, like, yo, Garp is very powerful, yo. He can actually rock you to sleep. A guy who's the Phoenix, who heals himself, who regenerates, yeah, Garp just to rock that dude. So it just shows you how strong Garp was, and Marco, a very impressive character, got destroyed in that moment. Now, there's a huge controversy when it comes to Marco in the Marineford War. I know I said, like I said, we're going to talk about more Marineford War stuff here. Might be some other stuff from post time skip that I'm going to mention in the end, but I want to talk about these Marineford moments. Now, Garp, I talked about Garp. Now, let me talk about Onigimo. If you guys do not know who Onigimo is, he's one of the more prominent Vice Admirals. I believe he's one of the top 3 strongest Vice Admirals I've seen in the One Piece story. Yes, that's including Smoker and Virgo. I believe that Onigimo is stronger than Smoker and Virgo. He has the weird dove fruit in which his hair, it's moving. It kind of reminds you of what, I think his name was Kumodori. I think his name is, yeah, Kumodori in Enies Lobby was doing when his hair is moving. I think it might be a fruit power. I'm not too sure. But yeah, we saw that craziness, and he handcuffed Marco. That's made Kizaru actually hit him with a bunch of lasers, a bunch of weird light particles on him, wrecking Marco, and that showcasing that Marco was with the Sea Prism Stone. He had no fruit power, and he was rendered useless, and boom, Kizaru hits him. So people have been saying, why did Marco let Onigimo handcuff him? Marco should be way stronger than this Vice Admiral. Now, I personally feel like it's more of a double team. It's not really, and it was Onigimo's fruit power. You understand, when it comes to One Piece, a lot of the times it's not really about power. Sometimes in moments it's just about abilities, and Onigimo's abilities was made perfect for handcuffing Marco at that time. Now, I definitely feel like Marco, it was kind of like, okay, Marco should have been able to avoid that, but come on, he was so worried about Whitebeard in that situation there, and we saw what happened to Jozo when he was worried about Whitebeard. He lost an arm, so it just shows you how great of a love they had for their captain. Now, Marco's fruit, yeah, a rare mythical Zoan, and we know there's only been 2 characters that I showcased to have a mythical Zoan, the other being Sengoku, and we all know how strong Sengoku is. He was leading the Marines, a very underrated character when talking about power. I will do a how strong is Sengoku video, because people disrespect Sengoku. They love to overhype. I'm not overhype, but they love to they just love Garp in this. They don't give a crap about Sengoku, and I think Sengoku is a very interesting character, so I will do a video on that character in the near future, maybe a couple weeks. I'm not too sure when I will do it, depending on what you guys actually want to see. But I do want to say this: Marco is the mythical zone. It's nothing to laugh at. It's nothing to sleep on. Like, the fact that it's so rare than a Logia dove fruit power, it means it's very valuable to the actual carrier of the fruit. And we know that he most likely, like, I'm just telling you right now, yo, Marco most likely was very powerful before the mythical zone he ate. So I'm just saying that this is a very amazing fruit. We've seen the crazy in just other fiction stories, the Phoenix, yo. It's hype, yo. I remember watching Harry Potter, The Order of the Phoenix, yo. Give a shout out to Harry Potter, yo. The Order of Phoenix. Now, when it comes to Marco's haki, this is gonna be something that I'm gonna bring up, and I think I'm gonna get a lot of people talking in the comment section about this. What I'm talking about is haki here. I definitely feel like his armor haki is very impressive. He was able to kick Kizaru, I think multiple times. I'm not too sure if it was 1 or 2, but I feel like he was able to kick Kizaru, which is very impressive. We know he destroyed Aokiji that one time when Aokiji was about to kill Luffy. He kicked Aokiji all the way into the next wall, so that's a very impressive feat. But there was a moment in which he wasn't able to actually hit Akainu. Now, people are gonna say, hey, there was another moment where Marco was actually able to block Akainu. Yes, there was a moment where Akainu hit us with a magma fist to someone, I believe it was Jinbei, and Marco with his Phoenix powers blocked it. But that wasn't really a haki contact. When it actually became to haki contact, Akainu showcased that he had a stronger arm and haki than Marco. Thus, Akainu was still liquefied and he wasn't brought to his solidified state. That just shows you craziness, because Marco was able to use his haki on Kizaru, Aokiji, and it kind of alludes that Akainu is the strongest armament haki user. Now, does that really make Marco's haki look lesser? I don't think so, but it definitely does make Akainu look very impressive. You had Vista and Marco showing their haki to him, and he was like, what the hell, haki? What the hell is this, yo? So I definitely feel that, in my opinion, that Akainu was looking more impressive, and Marco, it kind of showcased that Marco, I feel like in a fight, Marco would lose to Akainu. Yes, I feel like Marco would lose to Akainu. Now, something that really hyped up Marco in the One Piece story was when I think the Gorosei were speaking and they were discussing some things, and they mentioned that they believed that there's only a couple characters that can actually take out Blackbeard now. The Yonko, Shanks, Kaido, and Big Mom, and the only other character they mentioned was Marco. Now, this is very crazy because a lot of people said, oh, since they mentioned Marco, that could mean that Marco is above all the Admirals. Now, I definitely don't think that they really didn't mean that. It kind of meant like all the characters in the New World that could take him out. We know the Admirals really weren't crazy in the New World. Akainu, once he became Fleet Admiral, actually brought the base to the New World and started bringing Marines there, like doing crazy stuff, epic stuff. But I do want to say this, the fact that he's one of the characters that was able to take out Blackbeard, like that's what the Gorosei believed, I feel like it really showcased how strong Marco really was. Now, I do want to talk about a spoiler here, a manga spoiler. So everybody in the comment section, I mean, well, I'm not really too sure if it's a spoiler or not. I'm not too sure where the anime is. I haven't been keeping track recently. Yeah, I definitely think this is a spoiler. So everybody, mute the video. I'm gonna put a spoiler tag. Yes, mute it right now. Mute it. I told you guys, mute the video if you're anime only. For the manga, yeah, we're about to talk about this. He lost to Blackbeard, and let's be honest here, Marco's lost to Blackbeard is not something that we expected Marco to beat, but still, the fact that Blackbeard overwhelmingly defeated Marco, I think that kind of showcased that Blackbeard was recognized as a Yonko right when he defeated Marco. He took all Whitebeard's territories and he defeated Marco to become a Yonko. So that showcases that Marco is definitely not Yonko level character, because we know Goldie Roger was we personally believe that Goldie Roger was above Yonko level, and we believe Silver's Rayleigh in his prime was Yonko level. Now Marco in his prime seemingly right now is his prime. It seems that he wasn't Yonko level in his prime. He's most likely, which I'm going to talk about right now, is a certain level. Me personally, I do not think that Marco was Yonko level, but I do think that he was on the level of the Admirals. Now I know recently I've been doing a lot of How Strong videos, and I've been saying they're close to Admiral, but not just there yet. For Marco, I personally believe he is actually on the Admiral level. He is the right hand man to Whitebeard, a Yonko, and I feel like all these right hands to the Yonkos definitely got to be very powerful. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not too sure if he can beat any Admirals yet. Like when it comes to Kizaru and Aokiji, former Admiral Aokiji, I definitely don't think he could beat Akainu. And then there's Fujitora and Greenbow, the new Admirals, which I really haven't seen more. I need to see more of them. So I feel like he's on the level of Admiral level, but I want to see if he actually could defeat any of these Admirals, in which I have to see all these guys go full powered. And like I said, we really haven't seen them all go all full power. But I want to see what you guys believe in the comment section. Do you think that Marco is above some of these Admirals? Do you think he's not even close to Admiral level, and he's just like the other characters in which he's close to Admiral but not there yet? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section, because I really want to see you guys' opinion. I know Marco is a fan favorite character, so I definitely feel like you guys are be very interested in. I want to see what you guys believe. How strong is Marco? Like and share if you enjoyed. Like and share only if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more One Piece content. I'm the LegendMac, and I'm gone.